So let's watch this reel. Meghan calls it easy like Sunday morning. Okay, you ready? Let's watch it.
Okay, so for holidays, I love having a really cozy, warm beverage that everyone can enjoy. And you could do teas, but you could also do a hot toddy or a spiced cider. I like to make a big pot for everyone. It's so easy. All you do, boil some water, enough for 8 servings, 10 servings. Once it's at a boil, turn it down, take the entire contents, and let it steep in the pot. Now, what happens when you do this? When people come into your house, they go, "It smells so good. What is that?" And you go, "Oh my gosh, let me offer you."
I gotta be honest, like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all.
What is that? And you go, "Oh my gosh, let me offer you a drink." And
Let me get my microphone here. Let's get comfy. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. I am so happy to have you here. If you are new around here, welcome. If you are a loyal subscriber, a loyal viewer, thank you so much. You guys, I am almost at 21K. Amazing. Completely amazing. I could not do this without you. I love spending time with you. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love to have you. And I now have channel memberships. Check out the join button underneath this video if you would like to support me. I would love that and so appreciate it. Okay, let's get down to business. So Princess Markle has been very busy in the last month or so. You guys, she's been everywhere, saturating the media as per usual. Here are a few things that she's been doing in the last month or so that I didn't talk about in any of my videos or didn't even want to turn on the camera when they happened. I just kind of like to batch stuff that she does because she's just in the news every single day so often that if I made a video on this every day, I would probably lose my mind. But anywho, so she was in the Montecito, Santa Barbara area at this Godmother's Bookstore live event. And I guess she was on stage helping her friend, Courtney Adamo, I believe is how you say her name. Apparently, Miss Courtney is a college friend of Princess Markle, and Courtney and her husband have co-authored a book called The Family Home. It looks like an interior design lifestyle type book, and Meghan, for some reason, was on stage with her friend talking about and helping her promote this book. If I was Courtney, I really wouldn't want Meghan there. I wouldn't want Meghan's reputation tainting the release of this book, but I can probably understand why Courtney wanted her there, probably because Courtney knows that she can't get eyeballs on her book by herself of her own volition, so that's why she needs to invite this train wreck. Suffice to say, she was completely dominating the entire event. She just took it over from Courtney, even manhandled her at some point. I guess Courtney, she seems very, very soft-spoken, and she looked very nervous during this live event. And she was holding the microphone kind of low, so she was speaking softly. And at one point, Meghan kind of manhandles her, kind of takes her arm and pulls it up so that the mic can be closer to Courtney's mouth, you know, as if to say, speak up, no one can hear you. But she does it in that fake self-effacing way where she's aggressive when she does it, but then when the person reacts, as you'll see Courtney react in a second, she just kind of makes it seem like, oh, you know, and pats her back and giggles as if to say, oh, no, you know, I'm just trying to help you. I can hold your mic if you want. And it was just weird. It was awkward. So all the media stories were like, yeah, you know, she was really awkward and cringy and kind of forceful with her friend on the stage and why. And well, we all know why, because this is her MO. This is what she does. And again, completely dominating the conversation, talking over Courtney. At one point, she was talking about the events of 9/11, and when they happened, her and Courtney were supposed to fly back to to Chicago, sorry, but they had to end up driving. It was just like a weird rant, and yeah, here's footage of it. You see what I mean? How she's such a know-it-all. I can't believe that she would do that to her friend and make her friend look so silly like that. And then they're on stage with this Victoria Jackson lady who is a bajillionaire because she used to be a cosmetic mogul. And I remembered while editing this video that Victoria Jackson does currently own a makeup company called No Makeup Makeup. It's been featured on the Oprah's favorite things list, that list that no one really cares about anymore. Maybe, 20 years ago we did. But they're all in bed with each other. Victoria Jackson, Oprah, Meghan, all these people know each other. They're always trying to promote each other. Do you guys remember when Meghan was in Paris for Fashion Week and she posted this picture? I don't remember if it was a reel or on her grid, but she's seen in this photo using Victoria Jackson's lipsticks.
Wanted to pop on.
Now,
and say
y'all
thank
remember
you so
this video, right? Daniel Martin posted this Instagram or TikTok, and he was talking about all of the well wishes he was receiving because everyone was so in love with his makeup that he did on Meghan during Fashion Week. And in this specific video, he itemizes and lists all the different products that he used, but none of those products were from Victoria Jackson. And it's very interesting, less than a week after this specific video that Daniel made, less than a week after he made this and posted this video, it disappeared from his socials. And I think what happened is that Victoria Jackson and Meghan, because Meghan features a lot of her products, her as ever products in the Godmother's bookstore that Victoria Jackson owns in the Montecito area, she features a lot of her stuff in that shop. And in this whole arrangement, you know, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, she probably told Victoria that she was only going to feature and use her products on herself and feature those in her social media. And then this guy posts a video where he is giving us the real deal, the truth about what he uses. But notice how that video went away. So I'm sure Meghan told Daniel, take that down immediately. It's not featuring any of Victoria's products. And I'm sure Victoria was probably upset too. So they're all in bed with one another. They all are wanting to make money off of each other and mention each other and monetize off of each other. And it's all just so slimy and incestuous in my personal opinion. But I don't like this. It really does it has nothing to do with what somebody's actually using. It all has to do with what they want to promote. I mean, at least Daniel was being honest here saying, yes, this is what I used and how I used it. Meghan didn't like that because she probably promised Victoria that she was going to use and feature only her stuff. That's why he took that video down. And I think since or around that time, she married very well. So she's very, very wealthy in her own right. I think she either owns or co-owns this bookstore. But yeah, this was this whole weird bookstore debacle event. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. Don't really understand why she's even insinuating herself in this way. It's like in anytime she can get a mic or a camera on her, she will sign up. She will sign up and she will show up. Just a disaster. And then we get on her as ever, her unwrapping, her spread set, her 3 spread set, her marmalade, her raspberry and strawberry stuff. And this is supposed to excite us and get us all ready for holiday. Spreads, you guys. Yeah, exactly. What the hell am I looking at? I don't care. And then a couple of days ago on her Instagram grid, she drops this promotional still, letting us know that on December 3rd, with Love Meghan, the holiday celebration is going to be debuting on Netflix. And I went to the Netflix Instagram page. Nothing yet promoting or talking about this at all. Let's see if Netflix themselves promotes this. But I really feel like this is just something that she's doing and she's just trying to get it out of the way. And, you know, she's got this contract with them, meaning Netflix, to release this thing. But the first thing I thought of when I saw this picture, holiday celebration. Okay, I'm sorry, but as a Catholic Christian, I mean, I think any Christian, okay, I don't care what denomination you are, but you see holiday and I just, like I can just feel my teeth gritting when I see that. It's Christmas. It's perfectly wonderful and acceptable and fine and right and respectful and good that we say Christmas. So just to see that holiday celebration stuff on there, just it's so grating on my nerves. And what's going on in this picture? There's nothing in this picture that says to me holiday. This looks like a table that you could set in the summer, fall even. It's just, there's nothing holiday about it. Everything in her repertoire is just so, it's beige, it's bland, it's boring, it's white. I'll probably end up watching this and talking to you guys about it, but I have to say, just seeing holiday in there really, really ticks me off. Really ticks me off. And then we've got some more shenanigans from her on Veterans Day. This is what she posts, you guys. Are you ready for this?
It wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just...
It's Harold. It's this old interview from, 2015, where he's being interviewed and he's in Afghanistan and he sees his comrades running, so he runs too. Okay. Bunker Harry, we don't buy it, okay?
Hello and welcome to our new and existing members of the We Do Not Care Club.
And the only other thing that I saw Meghan doing was she does this video where she talks about boiling water that's got a cinnamon stick, and I guess her hot toddy mix, like boiling it on the stove to make your house smell pretty for the holidays. So when guests come over, they'll smell it and then they'll be so enchanted that they'll want to have a cup of whatever's been boiling on the stove. And I was always under the impression that, that's like a thing that's been going around on the internet for over 15, 20 years now. Everyone knows that to make your house smell pretty at any time of the year, but especially during the holidays, is you just throw like some yummy stuff that you have into a pot of boiling water, like lemon or cinnamon sticks or nutmeg or like tea bags or whatever, and it just makes the house smell holiday and pretty and whatever. And she's talking about that, but then she's talking about giving it to people. So it's been boiling on the stove. Who knows how long it's been boiling, and you're going to give it to people to drink. But do you want to watch it with me? Do you want to get into the holiday spirit with me and Meghan? Okay, oh my gosh, you guys, it's getting really cold here in Germany right now, and my hair is so staticky today. I was brushing it before I started filming, and I was like, oh, I was like, it reminded me of that scene in Steel Magnolias, one of my favorite movies of all time, where Dolly Parton is like, there's so much static electricity in this room, I pick up everything but boys and money. Now, there's an actress. There's someone that could do a cameo. Dolly Parton. Why doesn't that movie, what's it called? Close Personal Friends or some crap? Yeah. Why doesn't Close Personal Friends have Dolly on there? I'd watch it. So let's watch this reel. Meghan calls it Easy Like Sunday Morning. Okay, you ready? Let's watch it.
Okay, so for holidays, I love having a really cozy, warm beverage that everyone can enjoy. And you could do teas, but you could also do a hot toddy or a spiced cider. I like to make a big pot for everyone. It's so easy. All you do, boil some water, enough for 8 servings, 10 servings. Once it's at a boil, turn it down, take the entire contents, and let it steep in the pot. Now, what happens when you do this? When people come into your house, they go, it smells so good. What is that? And you go, oh my gosh, let me offer you a drink. And then I would just add a couple details here to just embolden the flavor a bit. Honey adds a really special note. Cinnamon stick is so nice in there as well. You smell the cinnamon, you smell that lemongrass. You could also add a spirit of choice to make it a little bit more grown up, but just on its own, it's the most soothing, especially in cold weather.
Okay, this is the second time that I've seen this. The first thing I'm going to say is she's wearing all white in her kitchen again. That was one of the big criticisms that she got on the As Ever show, is that she's wearing high casual stuff. Like, she calls it high-low, but she's wearing expensive light colored clothing always in the kitchen, always. It's just not realistic. But she's talking about the smell of lemongrass. You guys, lemongrass to me is not a holiday scent. Lemongrass is a very green, earthy, it's not even so much lemony. I've never thought lemongrass was like a lemony scent, a citrusy, like say a lemon verbena. I've always thought that lemongrass was more along the lines of a green, earthy, very strong type scent. Lemongrass is not holiday to me. Talking about hot toddy, I don't really know what a hot toddy smells like. She should have said it was like a spiced apple something that she was doing. But I will give her the fact that she's now at least using her products in a few demonstrations, because that's been my criticism of her in the past. Whenever she's showing stuff on her Instagram grid, a lot of times if it does show her doing something, there's no narration, there's no steps, there's no anything. And plus, a lot of the times we don't even see her using her actual product. Okay, so it's showing her with her little honey jar or whatever. Fair enough. But I believe it was that interview that she did, I don't know, a couple weeks ago now, where she was on stage for that Godmother's bookstore thing. Anyway, she's on the stage and she talks about how she's got a pot of something hot on the stove at all times, so that when her guests come over, she's greeting them as cash as can be. I don't know, talking about being barefoot or something, and just telling people, go help yourself at my stove. It's got some hot boiling thing on it. Go help yourself. Here's a ladle, have at it.
Take your shoes off, get cozy. Board games are out. Good tip. Yeah. All of those things where it just creates ease. In someone's home is ease. If you as a hostess are dolled up and dressed up for a really fancy dinner that you're having at your house, you still answer your door barefoot or with your apron on. Everyone goes, oh, she's still in this with me. It takes a lot. It just demystifies this pressure and the feeling, but equally, I would say
and I'm like, who does that? Put everything on a nice little tray, pour it for your guests, and give it to them. I would feel really weird if I walked into somebody's house, and even if they were a really good friend, and maybe not weird, but I wouldn't want to stand in front of a hot boiling stove in someone else's house. Let's just put it that way. I would be a little bit nervous because, their pot is not my pot. Their stove is not my stove. Their ladle is not my ladle. I would hope, and especially if I was at a really good friend's house, I would hope that they would love me enough to give me a hot beverage, like hand it to me when, I've taken the time to come see them. Like, here's a nice beverage. But she's always trying to show in some weird way that she's accessible, that she's just, down with the peeps, meeting everyone barefoot and encouraging them to take a ladle inside hot, boiling, soupy, whatever, and, pour yourself a drink. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And it when she talks about this barefoot thing.
Okay, so for holidays.
When she's talking about being barefoot all the time, my personal opinion, what she's doing is she's hearkening back to when she said in that Netflix documentary that she met William and Kate for the first time barefoot, and remember when she was like, I'm a hugger, and, that's just jarring for Brits.
I came over for dinner. I remember I was in ripped jeans and I was barefoot.
Meghan Markle recalls meeting Prince William and Kate Middleton for the first time.
I came over for dinner. I remember I was in ripped jeans and I was barefoot. Now I know so much, and I'm so glad I didn't then, because I could just authentically be myself without so much preparedness.
I don't believe you.
As a hugger, I've always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits.
I was just there in my ripped jeans and I was barefoot, and it's like doubling down on it. That's exactly what she's doing, because narcissistic personalities never admit to any type of wrongdoing. They never admit any kind of shame or remorse for anything. And she received a lot of criticism for that. And I also thought to myself, so you're going to dress up and you're going to try to impress like Balenciaga and all these fake fashion types in Paris Week, or all this fake awards ceremonies that you and your husband have bought into and attended over the last almost 6 years. So you'll dress up for these fake people, but you won't put on a pair of shoes and a semi-nice outfit like you do in your fake, With Love Meghan kitchen to meet the future king and queen of England, who by all accounts are really nice, down-to-earth, good human beings as well. But you won't put on a nice outfit for William and Catherine, or shoes, mind you, but you'll cosplay like your Hollywood royalty and dress up for all these fake phony types that only serve themselves and monetize everything to the hilt. It's just such a disparity to me. So again, I feel that she received a huge amount of criticism for that. So that's why she's constantly like, yeah, I'm just like so barefoot. Like that's just who I am, barefoot and fancy free. And you know, like it, love it. That's just who I am. It's just little things. But you know, fine. She, at that business interview summit thing that she did in New York last month, where she was on the stage again trying to cosplay as a business owner, and she was just doubling down on that and talking about how, you know, she's not going to open up the comments on her Instagram, and she's not going to do that because she doesn't want her followers to come and see negativity like that, like wants it to be a positive experience. I don't buy that either.
I don't believe you.
She's not opening up the comments on her Instagram because she cannot take the heat. She doesn't want to see what people say about her. But she's shooting herself in the foot, really, because she needs to rip the Band-Aid off and just open up the comments on the damn Instagram. Because how else are you going to get real, genuine feedback from people? Just do it, Meghan. Ride out the storm. Let people say what they're going to say. But how are you going to get real metrics and real feedback, positive and negative, about how your brand is doing? How are you going to build a brand without opening up lines of communication between yourself and your customers? It's such a ruse. It's again and again, it all goes back to her and Harry just play acting their way through life. He's play acting as a full-time working royal. She's play acting as a duchess who still is so thirsty and desperate to get into Hollywood. Just the wrong things. Again, we need to pray for these people. These people have really lost sight of what's important in life. Their relationships with their family are dead in the water. They have their children being reared in what looks like desolate isolation. It seems like the only contact these children of theirs have is with their one grandmother, Doria, their maternal grandmother, and Marcus Anderson, and probably a nanny or two. And that's about it. They don't know their extended family on her side or his. It all seems like just such a sad, desolate, hollow life. And it just serves as a cautionary tale to us, you guys. That video I did for you last month about how I just felt that dark and demonic energy emoting from her when she was in Paris Fashion Week. And she's constantly morphing. Like, it seems like every single week she's doing something else. So when she was in Paris and just dead in the eyes and wearing all black and just looking all serious and weird. And now here she is again in all angelic white in her kitchen talking about welcoming people in her house, smelling hot toddy mix, boiling on her stove. And I'm just exhausted. Who are you? What are you? It's just, it's like, oi. But we are again, back in Hollywood doing these little bit parts. And I hate to say it, but how old is she now? 43, 44? She's not an ingenue, okay? She's not a young starlet. Not that she ever was, but there's no way. Like, that ship has sailed. Okay, if you're in your mid-40s in Hollywood now, you should have an impressive resume and track record that you've built up. I don't know what this woman is chasing. So yeah, I don't know. Not good. Loving all I'm seeing from the real working royals. Think that's wonderful. Mad respect there. These two, again, just... even more reason why the titles need to go. The Prince title needs to go for Harry too. I mean, we talked about it earlier. You know, you already know. Hopefully you agree with me. If Harry lost the Duke title, then she would technically be a princess, but not in her own right. She would be Princess Henry. Okay. Would she walk around calling herself Princess Henry? She probably wouldn't. And a lot of people in America don't know that. So if he lost the Duke title, he would still be Prince Harry. And then people over in America would probably stupidly, like the media here in the US, would just call her Princess Meghan, which... Do you remember back in those videos in this past January when the fires were raging in the Los Angeles area, Pacific Palisades area, and that one local media reporter kept calling her Princess Markle? Do you remember that? So That's what I think would happen is people would just, in the US, would just call her Princess Meghan. Now, the UK media wouldn't call her that. They would call her Princess Henry. But that's why both of them need to go. Both of them need to go. Strip the Duke, strip the Prince title, all of it, all of it. And then just have her go back to making cameos. Maybe she can go back to Deal or No Deal. Maybe she can go back to that. But we do have the Christmas special coming up. We do have the Christmas special coming up. She's not really proud of it. Is it because Netflix isn't really proud of it? Usually, if someone's got something coming up, and especially now that she's got her As Ever product line out, because remember when the first season of With Love Meghan debuted, her product line wasn't up and running yet, which was a completely missed opportunity, which tells you everything you need to know about her scatterbrained marketing strategy of herself. Because if she was smart, she would have tied in everything together at the same time. So she didn't have her company at that time. But that season wasn't well received at all. And then you had season 2, and it was just worse. So many of us out here in this space that talk about her, I only watched 2 episodes of that. I watched a lot of season 1, most of it, and made a few videos on it. But I didn't even make one video about season 2 of With Love Meghan because I was that bored, and we were all bored of it. So that was even worse of a debacle. But something to look forward to, no doubt. Can't wait to watch that one. And I tell you what, if I tried to get my husband to watch it, I guarantee you, if he knew that she was in, it'd be like, hard pass, I'm fine. Because my husband knows about my channel. He really doesn't care about any of the stuff I talk about on here. He doesn't really care about the royals. I mean, he knows I love the royal family. You know, my mom's Canadian. I had my babies in London. I've always loved the royal family. I've always loved Princess Diana, all that stuff. Love the Queen, love William, love Kate, all their kids. Just love it, love it, love it. But he's just like, really? Okay, so Meghan? Like, no thanks, I'm good. We've never watched Suits. I never even heard of that show. I never even heard of her until Harold started dating her.
Hello and welcome to our new and existing members of the We Do Not Care Club.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, what else is there to talk about where this woman is concerned? I mean, again, she keeps putting her mug out there, so we are going to continue to talk about certain things. I don't talk about every single thing she does. I don't have a channel where I put out a video every single day, mostly because I just don't have the bandwidth and stamina to do that. It's just me with my camera and my MacBook editing everything and doing everything myself. But it's like, I don't think I could be caught up in the day-to-day news cycle minutia of this woman. Yes, I love talking about the royal family, but as you know, I've been trying to make other videos. I've read 2 books. I read My Way of Life by Joan Crawford. It was a fun series to film. I got some really wonderful comments on those videos. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch them. It's a huge playlist for that one. I've been reading Errol Flynn Slept Here. That's also been so fun. I've just loved getting into that book and accompanying that book with Errol's autobiography, My Wicked, Wicked Ways. Errol is quite the character, so if you haven't watched that playlist, go and watch it. But I was thinking, some of you guys may not know that I started this channel as a beauty channel. I'm a licensed esthetician for over 2 decades and a makeup artist, and I've made some makeup tutorials on this channel. So if you're interested in watching them, I've broken up the playlist. I have makeup videos in their own playlist, and I also have skincare videos in their own playlist. Underneath my videos here on YouTube, I have a YouTube store, and in the YouTube store, I have skincare protocols where I've written these protocols where they basically tell you how to take care of your skin from A to Z, depending on skin type, whether you're dry, whether you're sensitive, whether you have acne, whether you have normal combo skin. Just wanted to call attention to it underneath the videos in case you guys haven't even seen those. If you're interested in skincare, and so many of you guys are really, really sweet, and you give me sweet comments when I have talked about makeup and when I've talked about skincare. So one of the things that I kind of wanted to do, just kind of as like a random fun thing in my videos, is show you guys products that I've been loving, just as like a quick little, hey, this is what I'm using currently and this is what I really like and here's why. Because oftentimes I'll get comments like, hey, I really love your hair this video, or you know, that lipstick you have is beautiful, or what do you use? So I just wanted to show you just a few things that I've been using in the last, I'd say 4 or 5 videos when I've been filming that I really, really love. The first thing that I'm going to show you is this Neutrogena Radiant Setting Spray. It's technically a makeup setting spray, but you can also use it as a primer to kind of just give yourself a nice, fresh, glowy skin surface to apply makeup on, or you can also use it to set your makeup if you're feeling that you're overly matte. And it's really beautiful also as a refresher. And another thing I've been really loving and using is this Maybelline Super Fluff. It's an eyebrow mousse / gel, and I've shown this one in makeup tutorials from this past summer, and I really, really love it. I find that it gives color to the brows and very light hold, but it's not stiff and it's not sticky like a lot of those eyebrow glues that are really popular out there right now. So it holds your brows into place and it actually does give you a little bit of color as well. Now, if you have eyebrow hairs and you don't want a very strong eyebrow look, maybe just a little bit of hold and a little bit of color, this is great. If you are one of those that have no eyebrow hairs and you have to use a pencil instead, I am really loving, and this is a new one that I bought out. I have the box here to show you. It's the NYX, the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This one is fab. Ooh, someone just slammed a door. This one is fab, and I will tell you why if I can get the dang thing open. Hold on. Hold, please. So this is one of those really fine micro tip pencils that you can stroke on and you can draw hair-like strokes. So if you don't have a lot of hair and you need to kind of recreate the look of hair, just go like this, guys, and just make some little feathery strokes there. And remember, brows should be sisters, not twins. Don't try to make them look 100% even on both sides. You won't do it, and you're going to drive yourself crazy. And you know, a lot of us, like when we talk, one brow goes higher than, like, that happens to me. It's just, they're sisters, not twins. But this is a really good, inexpensive micro brow pencil. It comes in a lot of colors. I love it. The color I use is Cool Ash Brown. So I've been using this a lot. I actually started buying it here in Germany. And I hadn't used the NYX brand pencil before, and I really, really like that. I will link that somewhere. So far, yeah, the Radiant Setting Spray, and I love it. When I'm feeling like hot under these filming lights, a lot of times in between takes, I'll just spray myself, and I love it. So yeah, the setting spray, the Super Fluff, non-crunchy but nice color brow gel, and the micro brow pencil from NYX. And then, because a lot of you guys sometimes say, hey, what lip color are you using? These I love from a French brand called Violet FR. I think that's how you say it. And these are called Petal Bouche. And they're basically long-lasting, hold please, long-lasting like lip mousse stains. And it gets kind of hard to wear dark colors like these reds as you get older, when it's more of like a satiny, glossy type finish, because it kind of gets all over and gets kind of messy sometimes. Because you know how when we get older and we've got like those little lines that go like that on the outer side of your mouth. So if you've got a darker color, sometimes it settles. So I like these because they're more matte, but they're not crazy drying. I will say though that you put them on and they kind of dry down. And then I'll put sometimes like a gloss that's not too sticky, like something like this. This is actually a plumping lip jelly that I always have at my desk. And this one's kind of like one of those plumpers that is a little warm when you put it on, but it doesn't have to be as like glossy as this. You can even do a balm on top of this, lip balm type thing. But I would say because these do dry down a little bit, just make sure that you moisten on top once they are dried down. But point being, I like something that is a little more matte and is less apt to travel all over and migrate around if it's going to be a dark color like that. So these two colors, oh my gosh, hold on. I need to get my glasses because I cannot read anything here. Hold on. And you know what? I'm going to put my glasses on and I'm not even going to be able to read this still. This is crazy. This is called, oh, for the love. I mean, there's no way. I'm going to find out what it is and I'll put it here on the screen for you. But these are really pretty. This color is a little bit more of like a bluey pinky red. And this one is more of a classic type red. But beautiful for holiday, beautiful all the way through like Valentine's Day and the spring. So yeah, this is the stuff I have been using in my videos and loving. Well, not these. This is the first time I've worn red in a while, but the staples, the spray and the brow stuff. Let me know if you want me to do that and interject that into some of the videos. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so back to old Megsy there. Okay, so what were we talking about with her again? Lord help me. I think it's valuable to talk about her in the sense that, you know, this is what not to do. This is who we should be praying for. This is how not to conduct yourself. You know, we're all fallen sinners. We're all, you know, people that really need saving and redeeming, and we all need the Lord. So, you know, there's that, but she's in a public forum day in and day out and pushing her and her husband what I feel to be a dangerous agenda where all this censorship is concerned online, and she's posturing it behind saving the children and keeping harmful social media away from our children. That's their little posturing vehicle that they hide behind. It's just a smokescreen. The reality is they're trying to fight free speech online, in my personal opinion, because they don't like what's being said about them online. They don't like people like me turning on a camera and saying, stop trying to take away our First Amendment rights in this country. And especially you, Harold, foreign-born prince of the realm. Like, don't come over here and lobby my government and tell me what to do and how to live. And, you know, don't fly around in private jets all the time and then tell me that, you know, I'm a horrible, polluting individual. It's just like all of it. So it's just when people are out there like these two and they have a platform like these two, and I feel that they're involved in just trickery and just false narratives. They're dangerous individuals that focus on all the wrong things, and we need to pray for them. They are dangerous. So that is all I'm going to say about them right now. But yeah, anywho, I am going to continue editing some videos. I have got my part 2 of my Priscilla Presley video coming up. If you have not seen part 1, I will link it below in the description. That video was really well received. I was really excited to see how many of you guys tuned in. A lot of really juicy comments. There are a lot of people that really do not like Priscilla Presley and have some very harsh comments and criticism where that woman is concerned. I tried to be, you know, just very fair in the video, just talk about stuff that I found out about in my research about her. There was a book that I talk about called Child Bride that in part 2, I'm going to read from a little bit for you to delve into I guess you could say what is Priscilla's questionable past about how she met and eventually ended up marrying Elvis, like all of this craziness going on. But I talk about Lisa Marie Presley in that video. I go into how Elvis, you know, was such a beloved figure, and I go into Lisa, all that stuff. But yeah, and there were quite a few people that were really feeling that I was trying to push a positive narrative about Priscilla, and they just were not having it. And a lot of them were like, no, you need to look up this name and do this and da-da-da-da. And then so I was like, okay, hold the phone, okay, will do. So I don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it. So yeah, there were a lot of different things and articles and stuff that I was looking into in preparing part 2 for that video. So it's going to be part 2. Hopefully, I want to say coming within the next week or so. And I also have my next Errol Flynn slept here video coming up. It's going to be episode 9. I have it filmed. It's in the can. I just need to edit it. I've been actually very, very tired lately, you guys. The weather is changing. It's been getting colder. And you know how it is when it gets cold, you just kind of want to nest and slow down a little bit. And here in Germany, it's a lot colder at this time of year than it would have been back home in the States in Texas. And also what's going on is our overseas household shipment finally arrived this past week. So I've been going around our apartment here in Germany, and it's a big apartment. It's a 5-bedroom apartment that we're here in, and it's just a lot. There's a lot to unpack, and we have a lot of stuff still in permanent storage. It's crazy. And it's like, as I'm unpacking, I was like, I think I want to give away a lot of this stuff when we do leave a country, because we're going to be here for 3 years. But it just, every time you move and you have to pack and you have to unpack, it's just, every time I do it, I give away more stuff, and I'm like, I need to just lighten the load. It's just, decluttering is just my happy space, and donating and giving stuff away to people is just my happy space, because I don't know what it is. As you get older, you really see that, do I really need this? Can I get by with less? Yeah. And my theory is, if you have less knickknacks, less stuff all over your house, you don't have to clean around the knickknacks, and there's less stuff to maintain, there's less stuff to clean, all of that. But yeah, so point being is I've been unpacking, I've been doing a lot of stuff. But as you can see, like for example, my beautiful picture of our Blessed Mother and baby Jesus is here, kind of decorating my little set in here. Move my chair a little bit so that you can kind of see my background, so I can have like a really cool YouTube background. But I've got some cute things that I thought I wanted to maybe put in my background, but we can talk about it. Some cool things that I got when I was over in London in the UK. And I've got some cups and saucers that are really cute, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it in here, but anywho, that is way more than you needed to know or signed up for. But anyway, so I have those videos coming. I love you guys very much, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.
Okay, so for holidays, I love having a really cozy, warm beverage that everyone can enjoy. And you could do
Hello,
teas.
and welcome to our new and existing members of the We Do Not Care Club.
For everyone. It's so easy. All you do, boil some water, enough for 8 servings, 10 servings. Once it's at a boil, turn it down, take the entire contents, and let it steep in the pot. Now, what happens when you do this?
I feel like I gotta throw up, yo.
It smells so good. What is that? And you go, oh my gosh, let me offer you a drink. And then I would just add
I gotta be honest, like, I don't feel good.
Embolden the flavor a bit.
I don't feel good at all.
Adds a really special note. Still answer your door barefoot or with your apron on. Everyone goes, oh, you smell the cinnamon, you smell that lemongrass. You could also add a spirit of choice to make it a little bit more grown up, but just on its own, it's the most soothing, especially in cold weather.
I don't believe you.